Yo, what's good boys? Welcome to the video. I hope you guys are having a great day. This is the first episode of the blueprint, so we're gonna just try and get straight into this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. A lot of work and effort has gone into making this shit what it is and, you know, basically happen. So I would really appreciate if you guys would A, drop a like right now on this video, B, turn on post notifications, and of course C, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of these future blueprint episodes. Starting off the series, we're going to be looking at Travis Scott and how to create the sound that Travis Scott is known for by looking at each of the people he works with the most. So today we're starting off with Wondagurl, and if you saw the last video where we announced the blueprint, you'll already know who's coming next, so I won't spoil it just yet. But if you know, you know. So yeah, we're going to just jump straight in today, boys. So yeah, please do subscribe and let's get straight into the blueprint. Yes boys, we are bringing back producer chat. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, I'm talking probably 2-3 years ago, since the early days, then you'll already remember this. But for the new people, this is basically just a part in the video where we all have a little conversation about certain things in the comments. So today's producer chat episode is going to be, what is your favorite Travis Scott album and why? Let's talk about it. For me, I'm going to say Birds. Birds has always been my favorite album and always will be. I highly doubt Travis could top that in my opinion. And at the time it was released, it was just, yeah, crazy stuff. So yeah, let me know what album is your favorite. Let's talk about it down in the comments.
24-year-old Ebony, also known as Wondagurl, is a female producer from the Scarborough area in Toronto. She is signed to ProdbyJack Records and has worked with top artists such as Eminem and Jay-Z and more unknown artists like Killy and Jugger. We are going to be focusing on her work with Travis Scott and how she's one of the main contributors to his sound. Since she primarily uses FL Studio 11, it's going to be a lot easier to replicate her sound and show you guys some techniques and sounds she uses. First, let's just have a listen to some of her songs with Travis so we can get inspired and see exactly what vibe we're going for.
Gang, back in the stool.
Gang.
Mad enough, smoking hella weed, I'm on the alcohol.
Who that at the front door?
If it's the feds, oh no.
When you're riding in the back of the backseat, drive a runner myself like I'm running a track meet. 90210, 90210.
So we know what it is we want, but how do we get there? Well, let's look at some must-haves. Unique sound selection, and by unique sound selection we mean, you know, interesting, weird stuff that, you know, most people would not want to use. You know, stuff that's just not very ordinary. No basic sounds here at all, basically, is what I'm saying. Next on the list is tight, aka shortened drum sounds. Now, you can do this yourself. You don't have to just have the sounds. You can shorten any drum sound you want. By shortening these sounds, it makes them snappier, you know, sharper, bouncier, but also it helps with the general sound of things. So that's a must-have. Next, we've got melody chopped up and fruity slicer. Now, this is super important. And it's a very easy thing to achieve. Delayed drum sounds for bounce. Yeah, again, we're referring to the bounce in this beat. It's very important. You basically want to just take a few of your drum sounds, you know, a few of your drum elements, like your hi-hat, maybe a few perks, or, you know, a counter snare or something, and just delay them. And there's a very easy method of doing that. And it's gonna just help with the bounce. Basically, it's gonna add that nice swing, and it's gonna just sound really cool if it's done right. So yeah, definitely do that. Combination of trap and real drum sounds. Now, this is something Wondagurl does a lot. You know, you don't have to combine them at the same time, but you definitely can. That's what I do. But just make sure you get in there some real drum sounds. And by real drum sounds, we're talking about stuff you kind of hear on a drum kit. You know, that some realistic sounding instruments. And it's something Wondagurl does a lot as well. So yeah, definitely do that. And finally, we've got a bonus one here. We've got detune, transitions, and boosted drums. These are just a few little added on extras that you can do. Detune, I'm talking about the melodies. It's just a nice little added effect you can do. A little bit of source. You know, you can use RC20, you can use J37, isotope vinyl. There's so many different plugins that do this. Transitions, of course, I'm talking about, you know, little transition elements, like you could do like drum rolls, drum fills. And finally, boosted drums is basically just take your kick, mainly the kick really, and just boost that baby up, make that really slap. It's got to be the driving force of the beat, so yeah, make sure you do that. So now we have our must-haves, we have our inspiration. Now all that's left to do is make this beat, so let's go do that now. Let's get it. First part of the beat is to get your first melody down. I just chose this sound from Pigments because it's kind of weird, but it's also quite nice, so I thought, yeah, I'll go with it. And we're just EQing out the high and low frequencies, you know, just keeping the mids, and just like Wondagurl likes to do. And we're just going to jump straight into the effects processing. Here we're just using an effects rack and a J37 just to give it a bit of a vintage sound, with a little bit of distortion, a little bit of delay, a little bit of detuning, that kind of thing. Next we've got a SEM V2. We're starting with the counter melody. I've just found this lush little synth. I love it. Just to, you know, complement the other melody we've got. Don't worry too much about your melody and the sound you choose. You can go really simple with this kind of beat here. It doesn't even matter really. As long as you get the core kind of like sounds in there and your melody sound is okay, you're going to be fine, because as soon as we chuck this into a Fruity Slice, it's going to sound completely different anyways. And that's why I literally threw in this crazy, you know, riff note going up there, because I just thought, you know, why not? It might sound cool when we chop it out. So. I decided to change the chord sound to this little vocal layer in SEM. It sounds insane. So, Fruity Slicer time. The way you do that is literally just load it into Edison, add the markers, and then slice it, drop it into Slicer, and you're done. Make sure you tempo sync. To get a nice sound out of the slicer, you want to up the attack a little bit, up the decay, you know, considerably, and then just start playing around with the time stretch and the pitch, and then once you're happy with that, go in and start moving some of the little slices around and just get a nice new melody out of it. So we're getting to the drums. If you guys want to grab the drum kit we're about to use in this video, my Wondagurl Essentials drum kit, I'll leave a link down in the description. You can go cop that right now. I'll give you guys a 25% off discount code on it. It's only available for 48 hours, so do not miss out. Link down in the description and go grab that right now. With this hi-hat here, the source is to get one that has a little bit of a delay at the front, or add your own. And basically it just pushes the sound back a little bit and gives it that nice bounce. So must have, for sure. We have got a big fat kick, you know what I'm saying? You want to boost that up in the pre-computed effects section, just boost that up with the EQ knob and you're good to go. If you want to get a nice little bouncy hi-hat pattern, you just want to get a two-step hi-hat and then just bum 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 with the velocities. So with an 808, make sure you have that envelope turned on so that you get a nice snappy, you know, delivery. You don't want any kind of like tail or, you know, clashing. So make sure you cut and envelope and you're done. Few different techniques to really get the most out of this 808. One of those being the slide up from nothing, which is where you basically take your bass note from the slider but just lower the velocity to 0 so that it slides up from literally silence. It sounds sick. So right now we're just adding a couple little extras to make that drum pattern even more bouncy. These are just 2 unreleased sounds from future drum kits I've got coming for you guys. And what I said before, unique sound selection. All this stuff is super weird. You wouldn't hear many producers use this kind of stuff, and that's what you want. And of course, we need that real drum loop. And finally, the last thing we're going to add is a nice synth bass, and we're going to distort the hell out of it. We're just using the growler from Atmosphere, and yeah, it sounds crazy. We're just adding the pitched up version of our melody, just 1 octave up, just for a verse section, just to kind of switch things up a little bit so it's not too repetitive. So before you guys go anywhere, the video is not over yet. I asked my boy Link to come in and add his 2 cents on this beat and kind of, you know, take it to that next level, you know, with some transitioning, some added little elements, some little changes, little fixes, and a nice little outro as well. So yeah, if you want to see that, keep watching. We've got that coming up right now. Let's get it. And that is how to make a beat like Wondagurl. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of The Blueprint. If you did, please be sure to leave a like on this video, support the upcoming episodes, subscribe to the channel, of course. Let's get to 40,000 subscribers. I hope to get there very, very soon, so if you want to help me out and you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button right now. Don't forget to check out my kits, the link is down in the video description. The drum kit we use in this video is right there, waiting to be copped. 25% off code is on screen now. So that was episode 1 of The Blueprint. I've been your host Jack, I'll see you guys in the next one.